Alright, I just got done watching Until Dawn, and I honestly don't have a ton to talk about when it comes to this movie, so I'm not going to do a full review like I would normally do, but I still want to come on here and talk about it because I did enjoy a decent amount. And, you know, me at least, I'm not a game player, I did not play the Until Dawn game, and so my excitement from this film came from David F. Sandberg as a director. If you've seen his other horror films in Lights Out and Annabelle Creation, you know that he has a lot of fun in this genre. He's moved on from the Shazam movies, thankfully, now he's gone back to his roots. And honestly, I think that the thrills and the practical effects and the fun that David F. Sandberg is having with this movie is clearly the best part of it. And when it comes to being a video game adaptation, I think that this is more game inspired rather than inspired by the game, because from the friends that I have who's played the game and based on the trailer that they watched, they said that it didn't really feel like the game itself. Maybe it has a couple things that are from the game, but it looked like a completely different story in general. I don't think the game has that repeating day motif where you have to make it until dawn to be able to survive this story, which is what the plot of this movie is. But it feels game-like because of those mechanics, because you're watching these characters go through this experience, and every time they die, they respawn, and they have to try to do it over again. And from what I hear about the game, it's more of a decision-making game where every decision you make kind of leads you down a different path in this story. And I think that maybe the idea of that's how characters can go down different paths based on their decision is why they went this repeating day motif. I think the problem with this movie is these characters didn't necessarily have a direct goal in surviving besides just making it until dawn. I think if they had a more direct goal, it would drive the story a little bit better, because for the majority of the movie, it's just, you know, them trying to survive until dawn. There's no goal that they're trying to do besides survival. It's not like they're trying to get to a certain destination, or they're trying to figure out what the mystery is behind this place. And there's little hints about all these things inside of this film, but the actual necessity and the need for survival and the stakes of it doesn't feel like it really hits until the last 30 minutes of the runtime, because they've died so many times. I wish that their little montage that they had was a little bit earlier on inside of this film to kind of build those stakes and to show that, oh, they're getting closer to their final lives. But the constant pace of the kill sequences themselves and how fun the kill sequences are and how bloody and how great the practical effects are keep you engaged enough in this story. And I think that the cast and the writing itself of the dialogue for these characters is self-aware enough for you to watch this movie and think, oh, this movie isn't taking itself too seriously, and I'm fine with that. And so this movie isn't anything necessarily special. It doesn't stand out to me like something like Sinners did last week, which I absolutely loved that film because of how great the characters were. So this movie does land on the more generic side of things, but it is still enjoyable enough. And I think that the audience I watched it with was really engaged at either laughing at or with the movie. And at least for me, I was laughing with it. I had fun with it. And I think it's maybe worth a watch.